This day's a day, a bad luck's always coming my way.
For today's Grimm adventure, we find ourselves in a place called Burney Falls, California, visiting the filming locations to a movie that came out in 1988 known as Willow.
The omen is true. Where's the baby?
My children found this baby alone by the river.
This child is special.
This baby will not destroy me.
Find the child!
Time is running out.
Elora Denham has chosen you to be her guardian.
Me? You need a warrior for a job like this. I'm a nobody.
Now, before we get too far into this video, let me point out that this log cabin was not used in the movie Willow. It's just really pretty here, and we thought, what a better place to start this video than right here next to it. Now, a lot of people believe that the movie Willow was filmed in Ireland, Wales, and New Zealand. And you know what? You're correct. But there was one scene filmed here in the woods in Northern California. Also, the Skywalker Ranch. But today, we're visiting a waterfall known as Burney Falls. You excited, baby girl?
I'm so excited.
For a lot of people, including us here at the Grimm Life Collective, Willow was a part of our childhood, like The Goonies and Back to the Future and even The Lost Boys. But we realized that there are people out there who have never seen or had the pleasure of watching the movie Willow. And here is the DVD synopsis of what it's about. In the movie, Warwick Davis and his family find a baby floating down the river. And they are tasked with taking this baby to the outskirts of town, far away from the village, because it's a human baby and it could only bring, it's like a bad omen. Now, on their way out of town, he kind of falls for the baby and he decides that instead of abandoning it, they're going to save it. And this whole journey that they go on, they come across all kinds of different creatures and landscape. You even meet Val Kilmer, who plays a man by the name of Mad Mardigan, who was my all-time favorite Val Kilmer movie role. In fact, I think it's that movie that made me a Val Kilmer fan. One of the things that we love to do here at the Grimm Life Collective is point out Hollywood movie magic. The more obscure, the better. And the movie Willow, it has a few doozies. Now, the one we're going to talk about right now involves a rock. Now, right before the group heads off to get rid of the baby and we see Burney Falls, the old man, the elder of the village, takes the rock and he throws it up in the air and he says, "Go in the direction that the bird is flying." Well, the bird is flying back towards the village, and one of the people in the group says, "Go back towards the village." And he says, "No, follow the river." Now, if you pay close attention to this scene and you don't blink, it happens real quick. As soon as he throws that rock up into the air, the scene changes, a blink of an eye, and then it's a bird. Hollywood movie magic.
Tuatha, Lokothrock, Tuatha. Go in the direction the bird is flying.
It's going back to the village!
Ignore the bird. Follow the river.
A lot of times whenever we visit these locations, they truly are out in the middle of nowhere. And Burney Falls is no different. I mean, we're pretty far away from LA. The sign here says Burney Falls. Falls overlook 150 feet. Base of falls, 0.3 miles, and the falls loop is the 1.2. Like I said, we're doing some exercising here, but I think we're just gonna go down to the base of the falls. I'm hoping this translates to camera, but from the road and from right here, you can actually hear the falls. And Jessica walked a little ahead of me because there's an overlook here. She wanted to see if you can see them from all the way up here. How beautiful this is. This is something else, right? We're not even down there. This is just the trailhead. It's getting a little hot, so Jessica took off her sweater. But this is breathtaking. Definitely feels like you're in a different world. No wonder they came out here to film a scene from Willow. Oh, wow. That is gorgeous. There's a plaque here, and hopefully you can read it because that sun is pretty intense. It says, Burney Falls, force creates beauty. About 3 million years ago, Burney Falls stood over a mile downstream from where you stand now. Since then, the slow erosive power of water has moved the falls upstream to their present position. I had no idea that that can do that. Water continues to shape the falls today, slowly wearing away the softer portions of the cliff face and undercutting the harder rock on top. We don't know exactly where the falls will stand 1 million years from now. Oh man. But we can be sure that the power of water will have moved them far beyond this spot. If you do find yourself coming out here to visit, so far, right from the get-go, the pathway is concrete. They've really cleared the way down there so you can get down there safely. How you feeling?
Enchanted.
Enchanted?
Yeah,
It's been a while since you've been out on a exercising video.
it is. Yeah.
This is a good one to get back to it, right?
Yes. I don't think it's that hard of a trek.
Now the scene that they filmed here for Willow is whenever they already have the baby and they go off on their little adventure, and it's like this montage of them traveling through the wilderness of the world. And that's whenever you see the falls, Burney Falls, real quickly. Well, like I said at the beginning of this video, pretty much all of the filming took place in Ireland, Wales, and New Zealand. But when they finished and they brought the film back here to edit at Skywalker Ranch, Star Wars, Ron Howard, the director, wanted to get a couple other shots of the group traveling across different landscape. And they filmed here at Burney Falls. He also wanted to film in China, but China was not allowing it. They didn't, even if it was for a small part, they didn't want anything to do with it for some reason. So Ron Howard sent a group of filmmakers over to China to get some landscape shots. They brought it back here, and then they green screened the actors into the movie. And that's how we get this whole sequence. It's pretty neat. You can just picture all the actors and the film crew from Willow walking down this pathway down to the falls. And like I said, just a very quick scene, but it's beautiful. Most people have no idea that this was filmed here in California. And just right past those trees in the center of your screen is where the falls are. To be honest, I wasn't quite sure how well we would be able to line up shots from the movie, but I guess you kind of have to be here to see it, to understand it, but everything is so laid out. There's so much room. You can imagine that they got the whole crew down here. Well, whatever on location crew they did. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. It's like we turned the corner and the falls grew 5 times what it was when we first saw it. Breathtaking. We're gonna get closer still. Now, a lot has changed over the years. The walkway looks a little bit different, but this is it. The same exact walkway, the same exact waterfall from the movie Willow, 1988. Amazing. Talk about breathtaking, right? I know I say this all the time, but never in a million years did I ever think that I'd actually be standing in the world of Willow, but I am, and it happened right here. Well, a small scene, but still. It's Willow. It amazes me that something like this exists. Now more people are starting to come down to get different photos, so I'm gonna try to film it in such a way where you don't really get to see them. But do you see the rainbow down there in the pool? Now that we've lined up our shots, we're gonna head down to the bottom and see what kind of view we get looking up at the falls. This is kind of, you know what? I love being in Northern California.
Yeah.
Couldn't live here, but visiting, there's nothing like it. This truly is something else. A few different squirrels, there's 2 squirrels that came out to say hello just now. It's really hard to believe that they filmed Willow here. Like that, just that one small scene, but still. We're gonna walk down closer to the water. There are people down here, but we have to be careful with these rocks. I'm starting to get wet from the spray from the waterfalls themselves. Jessica's back with you, see her? The little adventurer that she is. Look at her. She is beyond beautiful in a beautiful place. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another Grimm adventure, this time to Burney Falls, a filming location from the 1988 movie, Willow. This has been enchanting. Till next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.